Hello, everyone, and welcome to General Chemistry 1. In this class, we are going to talk about chemistry. Who would have thought in a general chemistry class we'd be talking about chemistry? A lot of people have a lot of sometimes valid, sometimes invalid preconceptions of what chemistry is about. Some people, when they hear the word chemistry, this is what they are on the inside. They are freaking out. A friend of theirs had a really bad time in chemistry. Maybe they had a really bad time in chemistry in high school or something like that. It's a scary topic. Chemistry is. Some people, when they think of chemistry, they think of this guy. They think of the mad scientist in his lab somewhere creating some potion to, I don't know, turn a frog into gold or something. I don't know. It's something from the movies. Some people, when they think of chemistry, they think of just science. Just this general idea of science. It's this thing that's out there, and it does things, and it somehow is always correct, but we don't really understand how it's correct or what happens or how we get to it. It's just this science. Some people, maybe, if you've had chemistry before and you actually enjoyed chemistry and you were able to understand some of it, you might actually understand a little bit better what we're talking about when we start to talk about science and how the periodic table comes into play, how atoms are bonded together, things like that. So there's a lot of different ways that people come at chemistry, a lot of different preconceptions, a lot of different feelings that people have about chemistry even before we start the chemistry class. And I just want to let you know, no matter which one of those you are, if you are terrified, if you are excited, if you are maybe a little bit nervous but also excited to learn, you all will be able to succeed in this class. There is not a person in the world, at least this is my belief, there's not a person in the world that is incapable of learning things like chemistry. Everyone can learn chemistry. Everyone can do any kind of science that they can put their mind to. It's all a matter of being diligent, putting in the work, and really it is just spending the time. It will come easier to some people than others. If I'm being perfectly honest, it didn't come super easy for me. But because I found it enjoyable, I was able to. It wasn't all that hard for me to spend the time to learn the material, and maybe that'll be different for you. And I would imagine it'll be at least slightly different for all of you. Everyone is different, but regardless of whether you're someone where chemistry comes really easily, or someone where it's a little bit more difficult, no matter what the case, you can succeed, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you succeed in this class. All right, moving forward here, let's talk about chemistry and what chemistry is. Now, normally in my classroom, I always ask my students, what is your definition of chemistry? And I get all sorts of different definitions of chemistry. The definition for chemistry that I like is that chemistry is the study of matter. One of the reasons I like it is because it's so simple, but at the same time, it is very, very broad. It's kind of, and it's an intentionally broad definition. So that also then begs the question, if you're not familiar with this word, what is matter? It's not matter like, hey, what's the matter with you? Like, not that kind of matter. Matter is everything that is made of particles. So anything in the universe that is made of particles, made of things, is another way of saying it, is matter. So everything that we're used to interacting with, everything that we can touch and see and smell, that is all matter. The basic form of this matter is what we call atoms, and we'll get to this later on in this chapter. That comes from the Greek, by the way. I believe the Greek word is atomos, I think. You can double check me on that, which means indivisible, which, as we'll see later on, if you stick around for Gen Chem 2, we'll actually talk about how atoms actually can be divided. For the longest time, we thought that you couldn't get anything smaller than atoms, but now we know there actually are things smaller than atoms, and we'll get to that later. But anyway, so chemistry is the study of matter, and all matter is made of atoms. So the general idea here is that by studying and understanding atoms and molecules that are made of atoms, we can better understand matter and the world around us. So understand the really tiny things. Understand how the particles that make everything interact, understand why they do the things they do, and you can take that knowledge of the microscopic level and help you better understand the macroscopic level, the stuff that we interact with in our daily lives. And that is chemistry. All right, I think we'll go ahead and leave it there for this video. We'll have a nice short video to start us off here. I will see you on the next one, where we'll start to get into more of chemistry and how it's related to other topics, but more importantly, the scientific method. And we'll have a good discussion of the scientific method and how to use it. So I'll see you in the next video.